Oh, he didn't take the... Oh, he took prestige rather than morale of armies. That's interesting. There it is. Land lead of fire. +1. Rulers can be generals. So no, it's too early for a battle pope. A true battle pope. So Florence has retreated their armies to France. So Florence is going to be trying to defend France. France is currently fighting against Burgundy. Burgundy should be one of the stronger nations in terms of morale, because they do start with plus 10% morale, I think, as does Castile with 15%. But France, just sheer weight of numbers. But the problem France is going to face manpower. They're not recovering any. And that's something I didn't realise, and I do wonder if he knows that as well, because he probably shouldn't be fighting these battles. Just let the forts do as much damage as he possibly can, and then turn around and strike back. Like, you've got another 3 years. It's true, you've got to last for 3 years. And killing these small stacks is probably doable, but as soon as the players start showing up in any serious numbers, it's going to be a different story. And it does look like England has backed off. Where are the English troops? Castile's down. England's down here to try and deal with Castile. But Castile, 3-star general, plus the Castellan morale bonuses, which they start with. That's plus 15% to France's 20. Missionaries, morale of armies plus 15. They've got explorations. That's not going to be helping them. And they don't have their army tradition just yet. Whoa! England, however, completely finished off quality. They do have the plus 10 infantry combat ability, plus 20 combat ability, artillery ability, cavalry ability, and also the army tradition. Navy tradition, production efficiency, diplomatic relations, trade efficiency. So it's the English infantry which is going to be very, very strong. And their cavalry isn't going to be a walkover either. Navarra sent packing. Those are the Iberian vassals. So we may well see Catalonia and Navarra being released here. Sam Davies has paused. That is France. Shouldn't be doing that. England currently marching on the Bohemians, with Austria coming to support. I would stay there. That is not a fort. That's a river crossing. It is only plains, though. So this is 3.4 morale against 4.5. Whoa! Austria has come to their assistance. 105 discipline against 100%. I don't think that these guys have any particularly impressive infantry lines. But just sheer weight of numbers. 50,000 against 27,000. France was too late to answer that call. Florence jumping in at the last minute. Probably about to lose a bunch of troops here again. Bohemia with a very impressive morale. I'm going to have to check what Bohemia's ideas are, because that's strong. Bohemia is actually quite a scary military power. I never really rated them militarily before. So Bohemia has advisor cost. They do have full defensive already, legitimacy, and then infantry combat ability, and also shock damage received reduced, which is really good early on because shock is king. Fire hasn't really emerged yet. They do have a fort defense bonus, but not morale. So how is Bohemia's morale so good? High prestige, decent power projection. It'll be the prestige doing it. And France's prestige, not very good. Although, what's England's? Minus 11. So England's not doing amazingly either. I still love the French unit model. Yeah, the French unit model is one of the best in the game. I do really like it. Bohemia is strong. Bohemia is strong economically. I never really rated them militarily, though. And yeah, defensive ideas do help. Which means that Bohemia is going to be a really tough nut to crack if they get attacked. So Poland, I'm guessing, has stayed out of this war effectively. What is Muscovy doing, though? I think Muscovy may have pulled the same thing as the Ottomans. Just, are they rivals? Going for the show strength. Rivals are Muscovy and the Ottomans, so they did exactly the same as the Ottomans. So Helson probably went, hey, by the way, you can get some free stuff. So Venice currently taking this little lull to go after Milan, grabbing that before Florence could, which is probably wise. And I wouldn't be that surprised if we see Venice going after Florence. Who is Venice allied to? Venice is only allied to the Knights. They've a little bit diplomatically isolated. I'm somewhat surprised that Venice has done as well as they have, although they are extremely wealthy thanks to the earlier Mameluke selling of the provinces. And France is excommunicated. He is up against the Pope, so I'm not that surprised. And if we take a look at who the papacy is, it's the Curia himself. So the Pope is telling the Pope what to do. Crazy thought. France reminds me of the rap from Castle Stronghold. Yeah, I can see that. Let me see the French armies again. Big Burgundy, France. Yeah, I can see that. But the coalition armies are definitely moving in. Florence is going to be struggling here. Florence, they can separate peace out. In fact, they can separate peace out everyone. Auvergne, Catalonia, and Navarre are all vassals. Florence is down to medium, though that is not very relevant. 3.4 war exhaustion. That war exhaustion is going to be going up quickly. Mantua being the only fort left, it is a level 2. Mantua is actually a pretty good fortified position. Papal States moving in from the south now. This Papal States has really expanded nicely. I'm like, him and Holland are probably the two that I'm like, you done good. This is good. And the Papal States wasn't here last week either, I don't think. I mean, the Papal States has definitely grown at the expense of Naples. Naples is basically dead. That's what happens when you don't turn up for 2 weeks. Trio rented troops to Bohemia. Yeah, this is definitely, like, just like last time, in the smaller German powers' interest to see the humbling of France. Because remember, the German miners get the goal back again as soon as France is removed from these two provinces. So as long as they lose Wallace and Bern, then they get their goal back again. And those have both been taken by Austria. Trier sold the army again, so Trier's making bank. It depends if they're actually charging for it. This might just be a cheap way of them to not join the war. Because currently they are getting nothing from Condottieri. Hello.
Just to inform you on what's happening, France and Austria are in a call at the moment working out the peace deal. That's why it's all paused and etc.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
That is acceptable. So, peace deal being currently discussed between Austria and France. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. So, as I said, I'm definitely expecting these two to either be released or given to Austria. I would not be surprised if Castile is demanding the release of some of this stuff so that Iberia can be unified. Possibly just to take Girona and Roussillon. Although having this behind their lines would still be pretty poor. But I think they probably want to re-establish their Pyrenees fortifications. Savoy has Vaud. Do they need that out as well? No, Savoy, it's only great powers that matter. And France is a great power. The third greatest, in fact. And the Ottomans are now first. 843, they've overtaken Ming. Castile can probably go for full Spain now that Aragon is dead. Probably. Like, there are two ways of forming Spain, diplomatically or militarily. Militarily, they need to own Barcelona, Aragon, and Valencia, all of which they can get out of this peace deal. And then admin 10.
Hey, Mordred.
Hello.
I got a question for you, Mr. Navy. So I have the Great Naval Reform, right? So for like 950 ducats, I can get a minus 5% ship cost for the rest of the game. Does that count for upgrades? Or just new ships?
You can't upgrade. Those are technically new ships.
All right, so the 5% off won't come off upgrades.
Well, upgrades don't exist. When you do an upgrade, you're actually deleting the ship and then building a new one.
All right. So during the game, it's worth it because it's going to cost me 900 and something ducats. So
yeah, I'm fairly sure that's how it works. I'm gonna have to click on someone to find out now.
Yeah, I guess I can find out when I go to upgrade first time. I'll just see if I got 5% off.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that is how it works. It does count as a new ship. I'm almost certain of that.
So cool.
Yep.
Genoa just became a Marchipolitan.
Who did?
Genoa. He sold all his Crimea provinces to Poland, so apparently that made him small enough. Now he's a Marchipolitan.
Genoa is playing a really weird game. I don't know what he's doing.
Having fun?
Yeah, clearly.
So,
And buying the right lord, apparently. Yep, cool. Can Austria take anything themselves in a coalition war? Oh yeah, they can. I mean, what we could do is we could load in as Austria. Oop, come on. Hello? Austria. There we go. Get them clicking the Alps. Then we can go to France. We can say peace deal. And we can say I want that. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can only demand cause in coalition war. So it will have to be return cause. So what was it? It's Wallace and Bern. So Bern can go to Savoy. And then Wallace to Savoy. And that would do it. And then guarantee Savoy to stop France taking them again. Or release nations, yes. Is Genoa's secret goal to cause border war? I will tell you this for free. Nobody's goal is to cause border war. Hello.
Hi, just a quick, I guess there's a lot doing for you. Is my event bugged? Because Civil War has just stopped and been there for a while now, and I don't know why. Because my legitimacy is still too low. You can check it once you have time.
Yeah, you mean that it's still counted up a bit?
Yeah, it's still counted up, but it's neither going down or going up. I don't understand.
Yeah, it just freezes at that point. So if you go below the legitimacy again, then it will continue from that point onwards. It basically makes the disasters more likely. And that's working as intended. I think there are ways of removing it, but I'm not 100% sure how.
Okay, because it's saying that I have not reached what's needed for me to actually stop the event, that I don't have enough legitimacy or a regency console.
Yeah, that just stops you getting in the first place, but once it starts ticking up, then it just freezes that tick up. In case you lose it again, then it will continue from where it left off.
Ah, okay, then I understand. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay, so France has just made their peace deal. They have released all of the provinces to Savoy, and also Burgundy is back. Burgundy is back and looking pretty strong. Which is interesting, because Ethiopia... I guess Ethiopia's bouncing... Oh, don't tell me you're attacking again. Don't do this, Ethiopia. Recover, for goodness sake. You need to consolidate. Stop attacking people. You can't afford it. Alright, I'm not going to look over there because it's just frustrating me. France is having massive rebel problems. Right, let's go and talk to France and see what's going on here. Where is he? This was Sam, wasn't it? Sam Davies, there he is. Do. Dropping you in my voice chat.
And then I lost.
Hello, Sam.
Yo, what's up? Who's this?
This is Mordred. What happened there?
I surrendered.
How did you go bankrupt? That's what chat wants to know.
Oh, I had no money.
How come?
Because I spent it all.
On anything in particular?
I had a lot of loans and fighting, so I built a load of buildings, and I ran out of money, and now I'm bankrupt.
Yeah, unfortunately when you go bankrupt, all of the buildings that were under construction also get cancelled, which sucks.
Yeah, it's alright, I waited long enough.
Fair enough. So things have seemed to have gone backwards a little bit for France at the moment.
Yeah, you could say that, for sure.
So what made you go against the Ottomans?
I didn't.
You rivaled them though, didn't you?
Oh yeah, it was my only option to rival. I didn't think he'd care. I'm not used to playing with people that care, to be honest. Rival doesn't really mean anything.
Unfortunately it does in this, especially when they're the only thing keeping you away from, apparently, a bunch of coalitions.
Yeah, well, to be fair, the coalition wasn't going to fire anyway because I had enough allies, and they'd already all joined it. So it was just, and it didn't actually, to be honest, it firing with Ulm, when there was a bunch of players in it, was actually quite useful for me because I just managed to basically peace out with Ulm straight away and end the war.
Yeah, the first one you did, but the second one didn't quite go as well.
Oh, well, yeah, everyone attacked me, so it's like, okay.
But that was another coalition war as a punitive.
Yeah. Yeah, but that doesn't really matter. They could just ally up and attack me. It doesn't actually make a difference, right?
True. Yeah, that's true. But they do need to do the claims and things, and this just brings everyone together, and it means you can't separate piece them. That's the main benefit of a coalition in a player situation.
No, that's better for me that I can't get separate peace, because they can't all force random peace deals on me.
True. Although the way that this works, that's difficult to do anyway. Because you can just
I mean-
unconditional if you're losing that badly, and then you can only deal with the main person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Do you say you're streaming this?
Yes.
Ah, cool.
So you are currently live, and lots of people are listening
Alright.
to you. Like 122, in
But,
fact.
Oh wow, nice. But yeah, have you got any like? Does anyone ever care about bankruptcy building in the server?
Does anyone have a what, sorry?
Do people like look negatively on bankruptcy building?
Not really.
Okay, cool.
Except for if people realise that you're bankrupt, then they're more likely to jump on you, as they just did.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I support the independent tools. That's interesting.
Because it is a two-edged sword. I mean, it is one economic way of building yourself up, potentially. I've seen it used well, but I've also seen it used very, very badly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I've pretty much maxed on buildings in France now, so.
That's good. So you've built up the
Like,
economic foundations, but you did lose a couple of territories, and you had to pop out
Yeah,
for in
yeah.
Burgundy. Two-edged sword, like I said.
In terms of what I've lost this game, though, I killed Aragon, took land, and then lost a bit of it. So I'm actually like pretty much where I started in those provinces, which is probably not great for 20 years in, but
That's not too bad. I mean, this is a big multiplayer game, so you are surrounded by other players, and all of them have overlapping objectives against you or to help you or whatever.
yeah, exactly. And
So-
like, we burned down. We started the session with like 70 AE with like all of the HRE, so we've got rid of most of that now, so we can actually start doing stuff again.
I mean, that's one of the things in this is players will see one particular player growing too large, and that's particularly the case with France, because people are always worried about big France,
Yeah.
and they'll try and cut you down, which is precisely what just happened.
I mean,
Now, their
what just
attention's
happened there? What just happened there was ridiculous, though. That was not people playing in their interests.
Well, look at their goals. Remember, this is a goal-oriented game, so the Germans in particular want you out of Germany. It's one of their goals.
Okay, to be fair, yeah, I'm not aware of the victory. I like the server I play, and we do victory bar mechanics.
Yeah.
So that's kind of straightforward.
Yeah, you might want to have a word with Calico to see exactly what the French goals were,
That's alright.
and the other players for that matter. Anyway, I'll let you get back. I just wanted to get your opinion and your impression and what was going on. And he's gone already. Cool, so there was the very brusque French opinion what was happening. Have you missed anything, Just Gamer? You missed the humbling of France. So, yes. Aragon got provinces back. Aragon did get provinces back, so I'm kind of curious to see what France actually lost. So they've still got Catalonia and Navarra as minions. Aragon got some land back in Aragon, which I'm not entirely sure they really wanted. Castile might well try to buy those territories from them, or Castile may just bury the dagger and kill Aragon off to take them. Auvergne is still a vassal. They did lose their territories in Savoy, as we suspected they would. I think that was Austria's primary objective in launching that coalition in the first place, and certainly why countries like Trier were renting out their armies for free. And also just the humbling of France. It's happened. France grew, and then France was shrunk. This happens in this game. People don't like really big countries. They will actively work to maintain the status quo, which is one of the interesting things about this. League of Average Gaming, thank you very much for the bits. Wish I could have been there the day you made partner. Congrats again. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So happy it finally happened. Oh man, so happy. Player seeing someone getting too big and too aggressive and cutting them down to size. That's basically AE mechanics. Yeah, it worked as intended. Otto blood must be stopped. The Ottomans are one of the other powerful nations. The problem is some of the nations which are supposed to have a vested interest in seeing the Ottomans cut down to size either don't exist because the player hasn't been showing up, or are actually allied with them. Oh, Oman's allied to the Ottomans now. Interesting. And the other one's Muscovy. I think Muscovy is the really hilarious one. Oh, they're not allied to Poland anymore. Muscovy is only allied to Sweden, but Sweden has so many. Like, these two should be at each other's throats. So they must have got one hell of an agreement in place. Stopping the Helson blob is easier said than done. I mean, to be fair, Helson did want to play as somebody smaller for this game, but I asked him to play as the Ottomans because I wanted a terrifying Ottoman nation. And he has definitely delivered.